Have you ever felt like the world was trying to tell you something? Maybe you've experienced moments when everything seemed to align perfectly, or you've had a gut feeling that guided you in the right direction. These aren't just random occurrences. They're part of a larger conversation that's happening all around us. The universe is constantly communicating, and once you learn its language, you'll start hearing its messages immediately. Let's dive into the fascinating world of universal communication. The universe speaks to us in many ways, often through subtle hints and signals that we might overlook in our busy lives. It's not about hearing voices or seeing visions. It's about noticing the small details, the coincidences, and the patterns that surround us every day. Think of the universe as a vast network of energy and information. This network is always active, sending out signals and creating connections. When we talk about the universe speaking, we're referring to how this energy manifests in our lives. It could be through unexpected events, recurring themes, or even the thoughts and feelings that seem to come out of nowhere. The key to understanding this language is awareness. We need to pay attention to what's happening around us and within us. This doesn't mean constantly looking for signs or reading into every little thing. Instead, it's about developing a sense of openness and curiosity about the world. So, what are some of the ways the universe might communicate with us? It could be through repeated numbers or symbols that catch your eye. Maybe you keep seeing the same animal or encountering similar situations. Sometimes, it's a sudden inspiration or a strong intuition about something. These are all potential messages from the universe. But how do we tune in to these messages? It starts with slowing down and becoming more present in our daily lives. When we're always rushing from one thing to the next, we miss a lot of what's happening around us. Take time to pause, breathe, and observe. Notice the details of your surroundings, the people you interact with, and your own thoughts and feelings. Meditation can be a powerful tool for enhancing our awareness. It helps quiet the constant chatter in our minds, making it easier to pick up on subtle signals. You don't need to meditate for hours. Even a few minutes of focused breathing each day can make a difference. Another way to tune in is by keeping a journal. Write down your experiences, thoughts, and any patterns you notice. Over time, you might start to see connections and themes emerging. This can help you recognize the universe's messages more easily. As you become more attuned to the universe's language, you'll need to learn how to interpret its messages. This is where things can get tricky. It's important to strike a balance between being open to signs and not reading too much into every little thing. One way to approach this is by looking for patterns and repetitions. If you keep encountering the same theme or symbol, it's worth paying attention to. Consider what's happening in your life at the time and how this recurring element might relate to it. Trust your intuition when interpreting messages. Often, your first instinct about what something means is correct. However, be careful not to let your desires or fears cloud your judgment. Sometimes, we want so badly for something to be a sign that we ignore other possibilities. It's also helpful to consider the context of the message. What were you thinking about or doing when you noticed it? How does it relate to your current situation or goals? These questions can help you understand the significance of what you're experiencing. Remember, the universe's messages are often subtle and open to interpretation. They're not usually clear-cut instructions, but rather nudges or hints to help guide you. It's up to you to decide how to act on them. As you learn to listen to the universe, you may find that it leads to significant personal growth. By paying attention to these messages, you become more in tune with yourself and the world around you. This can lead to better decision-making, increased self-awareness, and a greater sense of purpose. Many people who've learned to hear the universe report feeling more connected and less alone. They develop a sense of trust in the flow of life, knowing that there's a bigger picture beyond what they can see. This doesn't mean that life becomes perfect or easy. Challenges and difficulties will still occur. However, by listening to the universe, you may find new ways to navigate these challenges. You might discover unexpected solutions or gain insights that help you grow through difficult times. It's natural to have doubts about the idea of universal communication. In our modern scientific world, it can seem far-fetched or even silly, but keeping an open mind is crucial. You don't have to believe in anything supernatural to benefit from this practice. Think of it as a way of paying closer attention to your life and the world around you. Skepticism can be healthy. It prevents us from being gullible or making poor decisions based on misinterpreted signs. But try not to let skepticism close you off to new experiences. Approach the concept with curiosity. Try it out for yourself and see what happens. You might be surprised by what you discover. Now let's talk about how to apply this knowledge in your daily life. Start by setting an intention to be more aware. Each morning, remind yourself to stay open to messages from the universe. As you go about your day, take moments to pause and observe. What do you notice? What feelings or thoughts arise? When making decisions, big or small, tune into your intuition. Does something feel right or wrong? Are there any signs or patterns that might be relevant to your choice? This doesn't mean ignoring logic or practical considerations, but rather incorporating this additional layer of awareness into your decision-making process. Pay attention to your dreams as well. Many people find that their dreams contain messages or insights from the universe. Keep a dream journal and look for recurring themes or symbols. As you practice listening to the universe, you'll likely find that your connection grows stronger. It's like learning any new skill. The more you practice, the better you become. Be patient with yourself. It takes time to develop this awareness and learn to trust what you're experiencing. One way to strengthen your connection is through gratitude. Take time each day to appreciate the good things in your life, no matter how small. This practice helps shift your focus to the positive, making it easier to recognize the universe's messages. Spending time in nature can also enhance your receptivity to cosmic guidance. Nature operates in harmony with universal laws, and being in natural settings can help you feel more connected to these larger patterns. Another helpful practice is to ask for guidance. Before bed or during meditation, express your openness to receiving messages from the universe. Be specific about areas where you need guidance, but also remain open to unexpected insights. Remember, hearing the universe is just the first step. The real power comes from taking action based on what you hear. When you receive a message or insight, consider how you can apply it in your life. Sometimes, this might mean making a big change. Other times, it could be a small adjustment in your perspective or behavior. Taking action requires trust. Trust in yourself, in the universe, and in the process. This doesn't mean blindly following every perceived sign, but rather using discernment and combining the messages you receive with your own wisdom and common sense. It's important to note that learning to hear and respond to the universe is an ongoing process. As you grow and change, so too will your relationship with universal communication. Stay curious and open to new ways of understanding and interpreting messages. Don't be discouraged if you don't immediately notice dramatic changes or receive clear messages. Sometimes, the impact of this practice is subtle and cumulative. Over time, you may find that you feel more aligned with your true self and more in flow with life. Continue to educate yourself about different perspectives on universal communication. read books, listen to podcasts, or attend workshops. But always filter this information through your own experience. What resonates with you? What works in your life? Trust your own journey and insights. As we wrap up, let's recap the key points we've covered. The universe is constantly communicating with us through various signs, symbols, and experiences. By developing our awareness and paying attention to patterns and intuitions, we can learn to hear these messages. Interpreting these messages requires a balance of openness and discernment. Listening to the universe can lead to personal growth, better decision-making, and a greater sense of connection. While it's natural to have doubts, approaching this concept with curiosity can lead to valuable insights. Applying this awareness in daily life involves setting intentions, tuning into intuition, and taking action based on the guidance received. Building a stronger connection with the universe is an ongoing process that involves practices like gratitude, spending time in nature, and asking for guidance. Remember that this is a personal journey, and your experience of universal communication will be unique to you. The most important thing is to start. Begin today by setting the intention to be more aware of the world around you and within you. Notice the small details, pay attention to your intuitions, and be open to the possibility that the universe is trying to communicate with you. As you develop this practice, you may find that your life takes on new depth and meaning. You might discover a sense of guidance and support that you never knew was available. The universe is speaking. Are you ready to listen? Tahi